Hello and welcome back. My name is Randy Scamihorn, and this is the Chairman's Brief. Thank you for joining me for another episode as we talk about how Cobb Schools and the Cobb Board works for you. Today, we're at North Cobb High School's new arena. This is one of many great examples of what the Education SPLOST dollars do for our communities here in Cobb County. The month of April is Counselor Recognition Month, and we are proud to celebrate school counselors and the work they lead in our schools. Before we do, and as a reminder, as board chair for Cobb Schools, I have the privilege of being the spokesperson for the school board. One of the most important roles of a board member is to make sure questions asked by you are answered by the staff. This week we have 4 questions which we received multiple times recently. 3 are good questions about the next school year, and the last question is about Ed SPLOST 6. Our first question is from a student who has asked if they will have to wear masks again next year. Superintendent Ragsdale referenced the answer to this question in our last board meeting, and it bears repeating here. We don't know yet. Every staff member I know, including the superintendent, hope COVID-19 is not a factor in the 2021-2022 school year. As public health officials learn more about COVID-19 and as their guidance changes, staff will have more information for you about next school year. Great question, and we always like to hear directly from our students. Our second question is about the 5-day school week. As you probably know, this past school year, Wednesdays have been an instructional support day. Those days have been used to clean our school buildings while students learn remotely. Teachers have also used the day to support over 35,000 students who have been learning online and over 70,000 students who have been learning in face-to-face classrooms. Next year, based on everything the staff knows now, and as announced by the superintendent, all 5 weekdays will include face-to-face and virtual classrooms. To be clear, that does not mean we're going to simultaneously teach both face-to-face and virtual. They will be separate, and teachers will be teaching classes as a whole, either face-to-face or virtual. Our third question is about online learning. As we heard a couple of weeks ago, the district is offering full-time and part-time online learning choices for all grade levels. This question came from a parent wanting to understand the difference between full-time and part-time online learning options. There is a lot of information available, and I recommend you spend 20 to 30 minutes at www.cobblearningeverywhere.com to understand each of the 4 online learning options available to Cobb families. Our last question for the week is about Education SPLOST 6. In response to Mr. Mark Smith's time with us a few weeks ago, a parent wants to know when there will be more information about what projects will be included in Ed SPLOST 6. Similar to what we have done with online learning recently, once those decisions have been made, all Ed SPLOST 6 information will be available on the district website. Mark Smith mentioned staff is currently talking to principals and the community to better understand district needs, and I believe the very detailed Ed SPLOST 6 notebook will be ready this summer. It was a great question. Every April, school counselors are recognized for their support of Cobb students. This year, like the rest of our staff, our school counselors' jobs have gotten much more difficult. In Cobb, we have over 275 school counselors who each support hundreds of students. They help our students and families plan for the overall well-being of each student, which includes academic planning, social and emotional supports, and planning for life after graduation. As families think about the next school year, there is no one better equipped to help you navigate COVID-19's impact than your school counselor. Our school counselors are highly trained, organized professionals who identify what individual student need and provide supports for those individual needs. During a time when the pressures have never been higher, we thank the Cobb School counselors who spend their time and focus on individual student needs, not on the distractions of the moment. As COVID-19's long-term impact on schools and students becomes more clear, our school counselors are more important than ever. If you get the chance, please join us in thanking your student's school counselor for the hard work on behalf of your family. And thank you for joining us for another episode of the Chairman's Brief. I hope our time together has been useful in helping you, our customers. It is because of our community and staff that this county is the best place to teach, lead, and learn. Thanks again, and we'll see you on next week's edition of the Chairman's Brief to talk about school partnerships with Chief of Staff Kevin Daniel. Have a great day. See you next week.